Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. The one who nourishes our growth. How is our growth nourished? There was a kingdom, and the rule of this kingdom was very, very peculiar in that the king, whoever would be the king, had a very fantastic ruling for about 5 years. And this king would get everything, would get lots of luxury, lots of food, comforts of the palace. But of course, the king would have to have those meetings, have to govern the land, have to rule, etc. So he would have these 5 years where everything was given to him and he had the power to rule the land. But then after 5 years, they would take this king to an island, and this island was barren. There was nothing there. There was all like barren trees and all these creepy animals, and the king would be given to that island. And that was the rule. Every king would have 5 years of a rule, and then they would be given to that island. And the thing that happened was, whenever the king was given to the island, the king never came back because it was barren. There was nothing there. And there were all these creepy animals and creepy creatures. So the kings probably were eaten. But unfortunately, that was the custom of the village. And nobody dared change it. That's just the way things were. And even if they tried to change it, the villagers said, no, this is the custom and we will always stand by this custom. So one new king came. And, you know, whenever a new king was coming, they always had these mixed feelings. They were always happy because it was such a beautiful life, but then sad because after 5 years, they would be given to this island. And so this particular new king didn't have these mixed feelings. This particular new king was kind of very happy, very peaceful, very calm, and ruled very well. The land was so prosperous, everyone was happy, this king was happy, and 5 years passed, and not a slight trace of worry in this king's face. Nothing was there. And everyone was looking at him thinking, aren't you scared? Aren't you afraid? You know, that you're going to go to this island now and they're going to drop you off. And he said, no, I'm not afraid. And so the villagers were wondering, something's very different about this king. And so they took the king now, the king's term was over. They took him to the island. And still he went. He was completely fine. And he went, when the rowers were taking him to the island, they were so shocked with what they saw. In this barren island, it was transformed into a palace. All the weeds were taken out, all those creepy animals, they were shooed away. A new palace was built there. People were actually working there. People were there ready to welcome the new king. And he said, I'm not the king of that village anymore, but now I'll be the king of this village. So no problem for me. And those rowers were just in shock. This king was definitely a very different king. What does it mean to grow? For our growth to be nourished is for us to be visionaries in life. Sometimes we just take things for what they are and we just follow a rule. We follow a procedure and we say, okay, that's just the way it is. But someone who's a visionary can really think, okay, if this is the way things are going to happen, how can I make them better? How can I make them better so that when this life is over, I have a better dwelling place? How can I make it better so that when I'm older, my life can have a better dwelling place? The one whose growth is nourished is the one who thinks ahead of their time and knows that there are certain things that will happen. Inevitably, unavoidably, we will grow older, our bodies will get weaker, at some point our bodies will die. Inevitably, this is just the way the world is. But if we envision to see what can we do about it, and even if we go through those things, if we have planned what we can do after, then that after, when we're older, or after life, or after a certain situation, things can definitely be better. So for one's growth to be nourished, you need to think out of the box. Even if we're here on this island, what can we do to create some beautiful thing on the next island? Who knows what will happen? So think about how intelligent that king was, fearless that king was, calm that king was, because he thought, and he thought deeply. For the ones who think, they're always at ease. For the ones who don't, they will have this disease of fear. So we'll go ahead and chant our mantra as we reflect on this story. Start with 3 ohms. Om. Relax your body. Relax your feet, ankles. Relax your legs, knees. Relax your thighs, hips. Relax your stomach, your chest, your heart center. Relax your lower back, upper back. Relax your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingertips. Relax your neck, face, forehead, tip of the forehead. Relax your entire body, from head all the way to toes. Just relax. 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 Breathe in, vision, looking ahead, and exhale, not thinking properly. Inhale, vision, and looking ahead. And exhale, not thinking properly and blindly accepting. Inhale, vision, and looking ahead. Exhale, not thinking properly.